Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. It's Monday morning here in Australia. And my name is Jade, and this is How to App on iOS. And man, we got a really cool week coming up. I'm super excited about this week, so welcome aboard. We're going to kick it off with a collaboration show. Awesome, good times. Howdy do. I hope everybody is doing okay. I hope you had a really great weekend. I hope you made lots of music, or you didn't, but I hope you had a great Halloween as well. I didn't really celebrate it because we've just come out of lockdown and I live in an apartment where no one can find my front door. So nobody was going to knock on my door anyway. Oh, yeah. Let's say hello to the folks who are here on YouTube. Hello, Russ, 8889. G'day, Scott, Andy Goldsby, Clearly Epic, Tom Rochelle, Stu Cash. And if I missed anyone, no, I haven't. If you are watching over there on the Facebook, welcome aboard as well. Leave a comment, say hello, don't be shy. And you can also, I always forget to let people know this, you can also watch the show live, which you can't right now because I forgot to do it. How bad is that? I've actually forgot to do it. So what I'm going to do while I'm chatting right now to you all is go and fix that up. As I just right click here, go over here. So what are we doing today while I'm doing this? We are looking at a collaboration between me and Pete Johns, which actually started a long time ago. So, and there's quite a few lessons from this today, not just how to collaborate, to work with somebody to make a song, but there's also, that things go wrong and things don't always work out exactly how you want them to go. So you may start a project and then it just gets put on the back burner. And this happens to me a lot because I bite off more than I can chew. And it is a problem, but it's how I've always worked. So it's pretty hard to break that pattern. And I think I'm finally starting to find a rhythm. So that's a good thing. So now that I've wasted enough time jibber-jabbering, I can let you know that you can always go to howtoapponIOS.com and you can watch the stream there also. So that's cool as well. Because we do have a website these days. Yay for the website. All good. So collaboration using an iPad and using GarageBand. It may seem difficult for a lot of people. There's always questions in the GarageBand users group that we see pop up how to do it. And you know what? There's multiple ways to do it. There is no correct exact way to pass your files back and forward to each other. You got to do what works for you because, not always the ways that Apple provide don't always work best for all of us. Hello, JJ Hernley. Welcome along. Michael Holmes. Welcome to Pete Johns. How do you do? Good to see you as well. So, before I jump in, let's just quickly go over what's happening for the week. Typical. I start coughing now. And we'll have a look at some apps too, because I said last week, Housemarque has come out, which is made by Henny the Business and audio... God, I've got a horrible cough right now, which sucks. Where did that come from? Yay. I'll have a vape. So Audio Pro Kit and Henny the Business create this app. I actually got it today, I think. It's pretty cool. I'll be doing a show on it at some stage. We'll get there. There's just so much always to look at. So what I will do here is while this stupid page is loading, we'll go and have a look, because if you head over to this link, which is called appslice.co, there's a link always in the description. There are a lot of apps on special at the moment, and I'm guessing it's for either Halloween or we are leading up to Black Friday, I think. I don't really follow calendars too much, unless for my show. So there's a whole lot of apps on sale, like Tape Pro, which has just come out at $3.99. The Henny the Business app, that's on special at the moment for $3.99. If you're going to get onto it now, because it's going to go up to $14.99. There is a whole lot of apps. Jam Maestro, the jazz band session ones, which I always bitch about, say they suck, but they're free and they're worth $9 each. So these two, jazz band session 3 and 2, and you might as well grab them because you never know. Another good thing to have in your arsenal as well. Jam Maestro I haven't really done a show on it or anything yet. So as you can see, there are a whole bunch, a couple of four pockets apps there. Man, look at all these apps. There are plenty of apps that are on sale at the moment. A few dollars off here and there. All these reverb apps, look at them all. All of these are on sale. So Audio Share is on sale at the moment, down from $3.99 to $1.99. If you don't own it, what the fuck are you doing? Grab it because it's a necessity for making music with your iPad, because it can just do so much. AUM is on special as well at the moment. I was planning on doing a show on it this week, but it's going to have to go to next week. It has dropped from $20 to $14.99. So if you've been considering getting AUM, do it now because it's very cool. All these apps, these Magellan synthesizer, Casper, they're all on special for 99 cents a few weeks ago. So if you didn't get them there, at least they've dropped down a little bit here. There's a whole bunch of Nembrini apps. Look at them all. All these Nembrini apps, all on sale at the moment. Heaps of them. There is so much on sale. So head over to this website. Go and find yourself a bargain if you're looking for one right now. What else we got on the show? So after we do this collaboration today, as Pete mentioned in his show that was just on, I will be taking this track that me and Pete worked on and I'll be releasing it through DistroKid. First time I've released a cover using DistroKid, so that's really exciting as well. And I'll be running you through the whole process of that, showing you how easy it is to do. Then on Wednesday, we'll be looking at this cool app. I showed a little bit of it the other day, which is called Apparillo. And it's really cool for making really crazy, spooky, evil effects and stuff like that by Sugar Bytes. Yeah, man, that thing is evil. You can do some crazy shit with that. So it's going to be fun as well. And then on Thursday, I'm doing something really cool. I'm really excited about it. Been a long time coming. Most of you will know I've been working on an album for about 7 years using iOS only. It's like a 22-song double album that's coming out. I've put a lot of my life into it. I am going to be releasing on Thursday on this show the first single from my coming out soon Dread Circus album, and I'm super pumped about it. And so if you haven't seen the artwork as yet, there it is. It is called It's Over. I'll be showing you how I made that on Thursday, how it all came together, how it's been featured in a film as well, and I'll be showing you the video clip that's coming out with it as well. So a nice bloody violent kind of cover, but yeah, it's gonna be cool. I'm looking forward to that. But let's get into today because I've bullshitted on too much. Oh, I did forget the last thing. Friday we've got an interview with someone. I'm not going to tell you yet, but it's going to be metal. Yeah, so it's going to be cool too. Another awesome interview. All right, let's start this. So, the story of this song was, I'm a massive fan of Ben Folds 5. Ben Folds himself, a solo artist, and I know Pete Johns is as well. So last year, 2019, way before this crazy fucked up 2020 happened, I was actually homeless when I put together this song. So one night, all I had was my iPad, nothing else. I didn't really have any power. I was running off, the power I had on my iPad. I was trying to take my mind off being homeless. So I thought I would try to recreate a Ben Folds song. And I chose Smoke because it's one of my favorite songs. I love the esoteric feel of the song. There's something really, there's something haunting about it and beautiful at the same time. So the idea behind it, I hadn't even thought about Pete at this stage. I just knew he loved Ben Folds just as much as me. So I set out to try and recreate this. So this song has piano and it has some really weird noises in it, like the Ben is actually playing an open grand piano top across the actual hammers in the piano. Like, there's some really weird sounds, and I wanted to try and recreate it as close as possible using just GarageBand on iOS. Now it also uses a accordion, and it's really hard to find a good accordion sound, with samples and such. So I downloaded this app, and it says, why is it saying that? All right, cool. So I actually downloaded this. This is Accordion HD, and I think it costs like $2 to unlock it. Like, it's free to download, and I just loved it. It was perfect for what I was looking for. So I used this for the accordion in this song. We can bugger that off. What I also used for the accordion in this song is from an app. If I can find where it is, it's probably right in front of me, and there it is. So I used Music Studio, and if you've watched the show for any length of time, it's a really old app, this, but I still love it. It still works somehow. Hasn't been updated in ages because it's got some really cool instruments in it. I think it all up costs like $20 to unlock all the instruments, but it's like got 140 instruments, and they're surprisingly good. A lot of the symphonic stuff's really cool. So what are we looking for? An accordion. Where is it? I'm sure it's in here. I wish there was a search button. What would it be under? Would it be under symphonic? I don't know. Accordion. It's probably down the bottom. No, not there. Where is it? I can't find it. There it is, accordion. So this has got a really cool accordion sound too. But when I started recording the song, this was okay, but it just wasn't working. It needed like a different accordion sound. So that's why I went and got the Accordion HD sound, and I actually combined the two of them, and somehow it ended up sounding like the exact accordion from the Ben Folds 5 song, Smoke. So let's open this up and I'll show you. As you can see here, I've got all of the projects from start to the end. And I can open up the first version of it. Hopefully I can remember which one is which. I think it's this one, Smoke Demo. So as you can see straight off the bat, there is, you can see the Music Studio tabs over here. So these were the accordions. Let's solo them out and have a listen to. And you can see these have been recorded into here as in-app audio. So I played all these parts straight in. Unfortunately, I didn't have a AUV3 plugin for it to really get it perfect. So let's have a play of them. So that was the first take. Now, as I said in this song as well, there's this weird sound that is like a grand piano that's been the lid's lifted, and it's like they're strumming the hammers in the piano. So this is what I used. I actually used, I don't even know what instrument this is. Let's play it, because it... and I have a feeling I used this as well. So it's called Bandura Dreams. So when they're combined, and that's how I achieved that sound. So look, it's a pretty basic song. So piano, it's got that sound, the accordion, there's a noise sweep in there, so a cymbal rush that happens every now and again. That's here. And I didn't even use a symbol for it because back then there wasn't a reverse symbol in GarageBand. And I couldn't work out how to get a good reverse symbol on here. So that's what I used basically. So this was the first mix of the song. And I whipped this up in probably about 2 hours time. So let's have a play and see what it sounds like. So you can hear that accordion's horrible. Very bare bones at this stage. So that was my basic structure. That was the first take of it. And then I moved on, and I'm pretty sure it would be Smoke Rev 1. So then we got the accordion sounding a bit better. I think it could be in this one. Let's have a listen to it, see how different it is. No, still the same accordion. So I tried to add in some harmonies in here using the, and I'm pretty sure I didn't keep these. As you can tell, they're pretty povo. So this is a Rev 1 and it then moved to a Rev 2. And as you can see now, things started to build up a bit. So we'll start with the accordions. And now this is using accordion, the HD and the accordion from the music studio, I do believe. Much richer sound. Hey, Ed Zielinski, how are you? Good to see you. And Timothy, welcome aboard. And once again, as usual, if you've watched the show at any length, the drums are split out. So these initially, in my first take, were all one drum kit. But again, I've split them all apart into like the kicks up the top, snares here, and we got cymbals, and I think these are, what are these ones? These here are, so we got cymbals there, and this one, there's one hi-hat. So I don't think I had, so there's hi-hat here. No, this is a ride. There you go. Oh, so they're actually labelled. I'm not even reading the labels. G'day SM Borthwick, welcome aboard. You're not late, because there's always the replay, so all good. So this was the version that I actually stuck with. I do believe. We'll just pop out of there, and I'll check, because this one looks like it's got more files, so it looks larger. And there you go. So the last one we looked at, that was the one I saved. And what I did there was I sent that file over to Pete Johns. And I think I sent it via Messenger, just in an audio file. Because I was so excited that by this time I hadn't even asked if he wanted to sing on it or anything. I just sent it to him late at night, because I do that I bother him all the time, don't I, Pete? I'm a pain in the ass like that. Anyone who's got me on Facebook knows I'm like that. And I sent it to him and went, look, man, I think I've recreated a Ben Folds song. It's one of my favorite songs. And I wasn't going to do anything with it. And then I asked Pete if he would like to add some vocals to it. So basically what I did was I zipped it up into a file, and I use OneDrive to do all my projects. So you can use GarageBand. You can send projects via GarageBand and use via iCloud, and you can share them that way with people. So that's a way you can do that, okay? But the problem with it is that once the other person opens the project, you're now sharing it between each other. So whenever one of the parties opens the project and changes it, it changes on your end as well. So you may have done a whole bunch of work. The other person opens up the project, doesn't realize you've done some work. You might have done some very small changes. They add a whole bunch of shit and remove all the work that you've done and save it. And then you go back to it and you're like, what the shit? There's all this new stuff. So if you are going to use iCloud to share a project, you really have to keep in communication with each other. Like at every single turn, you have to... Every time you open it, you have to send a message to that person and say, I've opened it, just to let them know. And be aware too, because of all the controversy with iOS 14 at the moment, and there's people who aren't updating like myself and people who are, if you have a project that you're working on iOS 13 and you want to share that with somebody, and they open it up and they're on iOS 14 and they send that back and they close it, you will not be able to open it if you're still on iOS 13. Fuck me why Apple would do this. Look, I could go on another rant about how infuriating this shit is, right? Unbelievable why you would do that. But so be aware, if you are going to open a project right now, you have one device on iOS 14 and one on iOS 13, you won't be able to open it on the device on the lower iOS. So be aware of that. So look, this is why I use something like, and you can use Dropbox, you can use OneDrive, you can use, look, I've done a show on it. So if you're watching the replay, I'll put a card up above my head here. So just to show you here on my my storage thing here. So I use a whole bunch of storage. So you can see I've got MediaFire, Box. I use Mega as well. It all depends on how large the file is. If I've got a really big file, like a gigabyte, 2 gigabytes, I'll use Mega because I can encrypt it. Then on my front page here, you can see I use OneDrive, and I also use Dropbox. So, and all you need to do with your project is just zip it up. If you're using any other file service apart from iCloud, zip that fucker up. And it's really easy to zip up a file. So if you haven't done it before, all you go is into your Files app, wherever you store your GarageBand files, your projects. So let's go to date. So here is Pete John's one here. All I would do is hold my finger down on it and hit, you'll see the little menu pops up and it says compress. Bang, hit compress and it's going to zip it up. Hopefully it won't take too long. It's only 273 megabytes. And once that is zipped, there it is up the top there. You can just now select this and send it however you want. Bring up your share sheet. Add it to like a cloud service. Like I would go over here. I can't even find it. I probably went past it. So I would add it to OneDrive, or you can add it to Dropbox. You can add it anywhere you like, and then just send the person the link so they can download it and unzip it. And then when they want to send it back to you, all they have to do is zip it up and send it back. That's all. You've got to zip it up if you're using a file service apart from iCloud. It is imperative. Because if you don't, the file won't fucking work. End of story. You can email it as well. It depends, of course, on if your email service provider can handle large files. Because, you're looking at this one is 240 megabytes. A lot of emails can't handle that much. Okay? So keep that in mind. But, as long as it's zipped up, that is the most important thing. So I sent this off to Pete. And Pete sent it back to me, and as you can see, like he's changed nothing here. It's all still the same, but there's all these vocal tracks down here. And Pete was generous enough to do 5 vocal takes. So I had shitloads to work with, absolutely shitloads. And I know he's here at the moment, and we all hate hearing our voice, so when there's no music behind it. So it's going to happen to me in a minute, so don't worry, Pete. I'm going to put myself through the same scrutiny. So what I did from there was take Pete's vocal takes out of it, and I created a brand new project. This is my workflow. It might not necessarily work for you, but this is how I go about these things. And you'll see here, there is Smoke Demo Pete's vocals, Smoke Demo Pete's vocals final, Smoke Demo just Pete's vocals. So here they all are. Now, why did I do this? Because I wanted to just completely have a nice clean palette that was separate. So when I started working on it with a song, I could come over here and really just finitely cut all these vocals down and chop them all up. So what's the word you use to do this? I can't think of the word, Pete. Compiling, not compiling. Oh God, my brain is not working today. This is what happens in live streams. Whatever. So basically, you're just going through all of these and chopping out the best lines of each and turning it all into, not merging, vocal comping. There we go. Thank you, Pete. Vocal comping. So here they all are together, and they're all, whoa. Leaf by leaf, they're all pretty good together. Page by page, throw this book away. I mean, that's pretty cool. All the sadness, all the rage, throw this book away. Rip out the binding and tear the glue, and all of the grief we never even knew. We had it all. So have I added anything to these? Now no, these are just smoke. There you go. So these are just all the takes, and these are all parts that are chopped up. So, you know, there's plenty to work with. There's only a few bits that are out because I'm gathering Pete just did full takes all the way through. So you're lucky, Pete. You sound amazing here. So I could have used all of these all at the same time. And all the people come have gone, no one to forgive. I could listen to this all day. It's great. Smoke. Cool. So then from that stage on, I had to try and pull these down to get what I think was the best performance, because there were a few parts where the vocals went out were not in the pocket exactly. So then I started comping them down into two tracks. So one that I would use as the main vocal track, and the second one as the exact same track but at a lower rate. So we'll pop in and have a look now at those. I think it's Smoke Just Pete's vocals. Is this one? Oh no, that we just had that one open. So it was this one. So this is where I was at up till yesterday. And you can see what I've done here. So let's have a look at the volumes as well before we look at the effects that I've added to them. So you'll see this is the main one because it's got the most level, and this is the second track to thicken it up, which is, you know, following the exact same line. Now, but with this one, I've added in some automation, so you can see the volume's locked there with that colored slider there, and it's a little bit lower. Now we're probably going to change that in the final mix and make it a little bit lower again. And I'm going to show you a trick because, I mean, we all would have come across this if you've added automation, and you can see there's a couple of songs, a couple of tracks here with automation. What happens is, let's talk about it now. Why not? Once you add automation and then you want to change the volume of the whole track, it's a difficult thing because then you got to go in here and click on it, hit automation, and you got to find all these points and bring them down and change them. It can be a pain in the ass. I mean, these little buttons here, you can turn off automation very simply just by clicking that little, I call it the little bone. It looks like a bone to me, whatever. It's the boner. But a quick way to change the automation. Let's get out of the automation now. And I use this all the time. And it's lazy. It is lazy. But you can go into your EQ here, plugins and effects, your visual EQ, and you have this little volume slider, this little gain slider down here. And you can pull the volume down there and keep all your automation all nice. So if it's only a small adjustment, this is a great place just to come in, pull down the volume and keep all your automation fine. Especially if you've spent hours on automation, that can be an absolute pain in the ass. Right, so you can see here, let's get rid of this. Let's pull this out for a second too. So I've done a fair bit of comping in here with chopping around here with vocals. And in here, definitely there's a whole bunch of comping I did in here. Because some of the parts would... Here's the deal. With all those lines, later on in the song, there's a whole lot of really fast spoken words in it. So we'll play it here.
You can't smell them when they burn, they travel.
So with that particular part there, there were vocal lines from each of the parts that were out a tiny little bit. But when played together, sometimes they just wavered the wrong way. And you know, look, it'd be great to have 5 tracks, but that's overkill. So 2's enough. You don't want to like blow the whole thing out. So that's where I came in here and chopped all these up the best I could. And it's, you know, quite a full-on job to do it. You can see a whole lot of bits here. And you want to make sure that the actual WAV files are not clipping at the end or making that audio noise that you get when you start chopping apart WAVs. So you got to be really careful when you're chopping things up and make sure you're cutting out. And like I've cut out some breaths here, like this gap here was a breath. There's a few breaths I've cut out. You can see along here. Where else? Zoom out. So breaths in here as well, because they were just a little bit too loud, the breaths. And you can see that the track above was fine. So this was where I was up to. So now just putting into perspective the time and everything of this, as I said, this started in July last year. I made the music. I sent this all to Pete. He sent it back to me. It was probably around, I can't remember, probably October or November. My brain's pretty fucked up with that kind of shit. And then I've sat on it for ages. So I only did all this vocal comping about a month and a half ago. And this third track here, this is just another version of it. And what have I added? Let's go through some of the effects now too. So what have we got? I've used Lux as my like compressor for this, just for this particular, we'll solo this.
Those who say the past is not dead can.
So I'm using Lux, I'm using a doubler, I'm using, so what is this app called? I can't even remember. Audio Voice FX. And I'm using LRC5. So those are the effects I'm using on here. For the second one, I'm actually using Soloist. And I've got a doubler on here as well. And just some smoothing on here. That's all. So just to give it a different kind of sound. I could put a harmony on there. That'd be all cool too. But I just want to give... So it's like, you know, when you use recording guitars and you've got like... You're using... frequency on one guitar and then you've got a different frequency on another guitar and you kind of balance them out and pan them left and right. I'm trying to create a different kind of sound with the vocals to give it an underneath a different kind of sound. So here they are together.
Stop and smell the smoke. You keep saying the past is not dead. Well, stop and smell the smoke.
And on this third track, what have we done here? I've just added Lux. So very simple. I don't think so. There's a bit of reverb on all of them. There's less reverb on the first one. I'll always do that. Probably pull that down a little bit too. Second track's always got a bit more reverb than the first one. This is just how I operate.
We are smoke.
So let's hear it all together and see what it sounds like here. And then I'll show you what I've done yesterday, because I've done even more comping yesterday. We can pull all that out.
Leaf by leaf and page by page, throw this book away. All the sadness, all the rage, throw this book away. Rip out the binding and tear the glue, and all of the grief we never even knew. We had it all alone. Now it's smoke.
So it's sounding pretty big by here. How do you do, Sion? Welcome aboard as well. God, I haven't looked at comments today. I'm rushing through all of this so much. Russ says, I've tried it. Are we talking about Lux here? Is that what we're talking about? Lux. Scott says, Lux is great. Learned about that one from SM Borthwick. The Four Pockets one is the only one that I have. I haven't used it much, though. Let me go through. Lux is a terrific app. I'm so stupid at this. I always forget to wear my fucking glasses. Russ says, yeah, I've tried it. Not so impressed. I may just put it through a vocoder, as it sounds out of key in one part for me. So, look, Lux is something that I was just experimenting with on this. Now, if I went back, and I will be honest, I'm going to actually do a more serious mix of this today, getting ready for tomorrow's show, because I do have a mix of it right now and a master. But as you'll see, let's jump into that now. Why not? Because we've seen that. So this is, and what I will do before jumping in, always think ahead, folks. Hold down on this, because this is the final mix with Pete's vocals. And I'm going to duplicate this motherfucker. Bang! And we're going to play with number 2. Oh, that sounded horrible. I'll tell you a funny story. I watch a lot of wrestling channels, and there's a channel that I watch on YouTube called Cultaholic. And last night, for 20, it's probably on still now after the show. If you've got nothing to do, look up Cultaholic and look up Hell in a Smell. And this guy lost a bet, and they've put him in a room live streaming for 24 hours, and people are donating super chats. And every time they donate like $25, he has to open a stink bomb. Or like $50, he has to open a parcel and eat whatever's in it, and it's always like fart flavored candy. And they raised $1,000 and they made him jump in manure, and the poor guy is just covered in poo. It's I don't know why, I just thought of that. Fuck, it's funny. Anyway, I was watching it for like 3 hours. I'm a sicko. So here we are with Pete's vocals here. Now, I did do a little bit of work on yesterday, all this bit here, so I added in a couple of vocal parts. This is why I showed you earlier the project that I had with just Pete's vocals, because I was able to go in there and listen and find some extra parts. I think they were in here that I wanted to find a better version of them, and I found them really easy because they were all in time. I could just look here and go, cool. So 187, and then I opened up that project, went straight to 187 and found the parts, copied, and then dragged them in and replaced the parts here. So that's what I did there. But then I added in, so the final part of this was to add my vocals, my backing vocals to this. What is Lux called? Is it spelt that way? Let's do that. Stu's just asked in the chat, I can't find Lux. Let's open the App Store and do it. We can multitask. We can jump back and forward. Is it Lux? Or is it UE? I'll just look up Clevegrown. Clef ground. So it'll be in here, won't it? There it is. It's this one. Audio enhancer. Is it only for iPad or is it for iPhone as well? I don't know. Let's have a look. So it says works for iPad. Does it say iPhone? I can't see iPhone anywhere. Is it only for iPhone? I think it is. There you go. I can't see an iPhone there. I can only see iPads listed. So I'm guessing it is only for iPhone. No, for iPad. Blah, 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 blah. Correct me if I'm wrong. If you can find it on your iPhone, then it works on iPhone. Cool. So then I had to go in and add my backing vocals. So let's embarrass myself with these really povo vocals. So first I had to go and listen to the song and make sure that I was doing these harmonies in the right place. How do you do, Gary Hubbs? Welcome. Honey, I'm home. Welcome back, honey. Dinner's in the oven. All right, so let's embarrass myself and show you these harmonies that I did, because they probably sound terrible. And then I did a deeper one for
To forget.
And in the chorus added these.
We will, they will.
And the end are my favorite ones. So there's 4 parts here to this one. Let's play these.
You keep saying, you keep saying, you keep saying, we are.
So there are those. They're all my harmonies that I did. They're pretty basic. And there's another line in the song. Let's play Pete's vocals as well. Let's bring them all in. Where... Here we go.
Here's an evening dark with shame. Throw it on the fire. Here's the time I took the blame. Throw it on the fire. Here is the time when we didn't speak it seemed for years and years. And here's the secret no one will ever know. The reason for the tears, they are smoke.
Cool. So the one thing I did notice with my mix that I did yesterday was my harmonies were too loud. I didn't like them. They're too loud. I thought I couldn't hear them when I was mixing it down. And these lines here of mine,
Shame. Throw it on.
they've got no
the
balls.
fire. Here's the time I took the blame. Throw it on the fire.
So as you can see there, all I did very simply, I didn't even need to open the visual EQ. I just add a little bass in there to that, just to thicken it up, because it was quite thin compared to Pete's voice.
With shame. Throw it on the fire.
But in the original song, I think it's the bass player who sings that part. He does have a naturally more shrill kind of voice. So I did want it to be shrill, but as you can see, I just made a minor adjustment there. And I think that's enough. What I am going to do too is just pull down that second vocal a little bit. So you can just see I'm just drag it down the tiniest bit. And let's have a listen to that.
Here's an evening dark with shame. Throw it on the fire. Here's the time I took the blame. Throw it on the fire. Here is the time when we didn't speak it seemed for years and years. And here's the secret no one will ever know.
So the other part which I wasn't happy with, we'll go through here, is this end bit. And let's hear how loud these harmonies are under Pete's voice, because I was drowning him out in the mix I had here.
You keep saying the past is not dead. Well, stop and smell the smoke. You keep on saying the past is not even past, and you keep saying we are smoke.
Yeah, so only very small things. Now, even in the chorus, thank you very much, Pete. I like him too. Like, I knew they would add that thing, because I mean that's what makes Ben Folds really incredible, is that the other members in the band can pull off those great harmonies, which makes his voice even shine more. And Pete, you did an absolutely killer job on this. So look, I'll be honest. When I did a mix down of this yesterday, I was sitting here, had my headphones on, and this is how I operate. And I suggest this is how you should operate too, in my opinion. If you can sit back and listen to a mix and it makes you cry, you're on a fucking winner. Because I sat here, I was in tears, and I was just like, yes, this makes me super happy. Because, as I said, this for me started out as me being homeless, trying to find something to do to just recreate a song. And now, over a year and 3 months, 4 months later, I'm going to release this tomorrow with my awesome friend Pete. This is sick, and it sounds great, so I'm super excited about it. And look, all the bass sounds in here. The only other things I've added we can go through is I've kept the original piano track. Let's just pull out all these vocals. So this was the piano track. It's just a GarageBand stock grand piano, classic grand, I think. But what I did do was I added the exact same track with a Ravenscroft piano as well, just to, because the Ravenscroft's got this really full sound, but I found when I was playing it by itself, it just wasn't the same, but together, beautiful. And the bass sound is absolutely standard. Now, the bass on this, I'll show you. I played all the bass using the piano as well. So, yeah, look, Timothy, I played all the piano parts, and the way I did it, it was very painstaking. I played little bits and then recorded another bit and then recorded another bit and recorded another bit, because I'm nowhere near as good as a piano player to do this. I just played all the bass notes, then I played all the mid-range notes, then I played all the higher notes, and then I converged it all together into this one file here. Because I'm a cheat, because I'm not a awesome pianist. I'm still learning to play. But this is the best way to learn how to play, by doing your parts like this and then just converging them all into one file. It's how I'm hopefully getting better and better at playing. And thankfully, Thomas Gillane has been sending me some finger exercises as well. So hopefully I'll get better and better as we keep going, because, you know, that's what it's all about. That's another great thing about GarageBand, is it's not only a great tool to create music, it's a great tool to learn how to play music. I mean, I've learned playing drums through this. You know, that's what got me onto being a drummer now. And by tapping on the screen, that's how I did the drums on here. I was just doing doing this. That's how this was done. And now, a year later, I've got my own drum kit, and I've played drums on an EP with Pete Johns. I mean, and if it wasn't for GarageBand, I wouldn't have been able to learn how to play drums. It was the tapping on the kit and getting rhythm and stuff, which led me to actually want to get an electronic kit and learn to play. So you can have lots of lessons. So a controller is a really good way to, but look, I still go back to tapping on the screen, I have to admit. So let's have a listen to the song, shall we? and then we'll mix it down because I've made some changes to it right now, and then we'll give it a quick master, and then we'll wrap everything up. All right, so we'll have a play all the way through, and you guys can relax and listen to the debut of me and P. Johns doing Smoke by Ben Folds 5. Ooh, yeah.
Leaf by leaf and page by page, throw this book away. All the sadness, all the rage, throw this book away. Rip out the binding and tear the glue, and all of the grief we never even knew. We had it all alone. Now it's smoke. The things we've written in it never really happened. All the things we've written in it never really happened. All of the people come and gone, never really lived, and all the people come have gone. No one to forgive. Smoke. We will not write a new one. There will not be a new one, another one, another one. Here's an evening dark with shame. Throw it on the fire. Here's the time I took the blame. Throw it on the fire. Here is the time when we didn't speak it seemed for years and years, and here's the secret no one will ever know. The reason for the tears, they are smoke. We will not write a new one. There will not be a new one, another one, another one. Where do all the secrets live? They travel in the air. You can't smell them when they burn. They travel. Those who say the past is not dead can stop and smell the smoke. You keep saying the past is not dead. Well, stop and smell the smoke. You keep on saying the past is not even past it. You keep saying we are smoke.
Holy shit. The worst bit is, like, thank you for all the nice comments about the song. I'm super blown away by it. The worst thing is that it's so close to the original that I'm sure I'm going to get a copyright strike for it. And it's not even a fucking original. Jesus Christ. That sucks. But I'm super excited to know that I'm going to release this. And I don't know. Let's hope Ben Folds hears it, because I think it's an incredible version. I'm sure he would love to hear this. And that's why I think it's worthwhile to release. I saw some questions there. I should go back. Sion asked, what was the accordion sound? Now, I use the accordion sound from Music Studio, and I use the accordion sound from Accordion HD. So I used two of them and combined them together. So here they are. Here, because you're late. So I think, so they're slightly panned as well. So that's those. And I saw, who else was it? Gino, who asked, what did I use for Music Studio? So thank you. You reminded me. So there's this other Music Studio track here, and I muted it halfway through. Let's hear what it was, because it was the filler. It was choir stuff. And there's issues with it for some reason. So you know what? So there you go. That was the filler backing vocals that I had put there, waiting for my vocals to go in. So you know what? Let's do this. See ya! Thanks for your time. Thanks for your work. That was good stuff. What did P write here? Ben Folds is pretty cool. You'll get a claim, but probably not a strike. Yeah, I definitely won't get a strike. But yeah, that's the problem when you have to do this. So that is the song. Let's do this too. Let's do a mix down of this, because I like this is a better version of what I had yesterday. So we'll quickly jump out of here. It's number 2. We shall get out of this search section. So there it is. We want to select it. Let's do a mix down. Share. Save as a WAV. Off you go. And you see, I really didn't use a lot of plugins on this, because I knew I wasn't moving it into Audio Pro. I wanted to keep it in GarageBand. So I wasn't going to, fill it up with plugins that take up a lot of resources, because I didn't want to I'm still doing OpenN. I think we can change that now, can't we? Because I didn't want to get to the stage where I'm doing a mix down here and then I get the dreaded an AV3 plugin has stopped working, because that's super frustrating. So basically what I'm going to do today is mix this down. It's very close to being mixed good enough as it is. It could be done as it is, but I will listen to it through my monitors, through my M Audio BX5 monitors, and I'll be cranking it up super effing loud. I already played it back on my home stereo yesterday and my Wi-Fi, my little Wi-Fi unit, and it sounded great there. But I will go through the monitors to get an overall, and then I will be mastering it in Final Touch. So once this is done, I'll show you exactly the master I did yesterday, because it's pretty much similar master I do for all demos, and then we can call it a day. So what we're doing tomorrow, while we're waiting for this to happen, is in tomorrow's show I will be using DistroKid, and I will be uploading this to DistroKid, and I will be showing you how much it costs to get this song as a cover online. So from memory, it's $12 US a year to get this online. And the beautiful thing about DistroKid, plug, DistroKid rocks. You can just pay this fee and they handle all of the bullshit, and you don't have to think about it. That's it. It's amazing. So, and you're going to see how easy it is tomorrow. And also I'll be setting up a team tomorrow and making sure Pete gets half the earnings from the song as well. because his vocals are amazing. And I'll show you all that tomorrow. And so there it is. Look, that's a fairly decent mix. It's got plenty of velocity in it. It's probably a little bit loud, but I probably wouldn't even need to master it. It's got a pretty bright sound as it is, but let's just quickly open it up. Open up in Final Touch. There it is. So I'll do a quick master very quickly here. If you can follow along, I'm going to head over to the pre-EQ. I'm going to drag this. Now remember, this is what I do for demos. This is what I do for final mixes. And drag this all the way over here and put it about there. I'm going to bring this about here. I'm not even listening to it, remember. I'm going to go over to the compression and hit all. And I'm going to turn this up to about 2.1. Then I'm going to go to stereo mix. I'm going to turn this on. I'm going to give it a stereo pan to about 35 each side. It doesn't have to be right. There we go, 35.7. That doesn't really matter, does it? Now let's pull the volume down here and hit play. And then I'll pop into my limiter and we'll pull this down about 3.
Leaf by leaf and page by page, throw this book away. All the sadness, all the rage, throw this book away. Rip out the binding and tear the glue. All of the grief we never even knew. We had it all alone. Now it's smoke. The things we've written in it never really happened.
There we go. How's that for popping, yeah?
Written in it never really happened.
And that'll do. Let's just whack that out to audio share. Let's make that 24 bits. Now, I say this all the time, folks. When you're mastering and doing this, this is how easy mastering should be. If you know your way around it, do lots of masters and just make lots of fuck ups and save lots of presets. Like I'll do this now. And before I do export this, look at all my presets. I have all these presets here in like Dread Circus Masters. Look at them all. Look at the stupid names they're called. Doggy, True. I just make shitloads of presets. And just learn and just throw shit at the wall and see if it sticks. Because mastering shouldn't be a painful thing. It shouldn't be something you sit there and go, oh no, now I've got to master it and it's going to be all horrible. Because your mix, I've said it 1,000 times, if you watch the show, your mix is the most important thing. Spend more time on your mix. Your master should only take about 10 minutes. Really, that's it. Because you've got to save your ears. Your ears are the most important thing. You don't want to be sitting under headphones. I say it all the time. If you're mixing and you're getting frustrated, try and do blocks of 13 minutes. 13 minutes. Take a walk away. Go do something else for an hour or 2 hours. Come back, listen to it again. Don't sit there for hours on end under fucking headphones or in front of speakers. You'll fuck your hearing up and you won't get a good mix. So now you've seen how long that took me. I just added a little bit of EQ, a little bit of limiting, and I put a slight bit of compression on and added some stereo width. That's all I really did. Nothing fancy. And we're saving this as a WAV, 24 bits, hit export. Nice and quick. And now we'll compare it to the original file. Well, that didn't come out too good. What happened there? I fucked that up. Did I change that? I must have changed that. I did. How'd I do that? It's because I opened the presets. Is that what I did? Let's try it again then. Let's see how easy it is to do it again. All right. So, is that what happened? Damn. Or did I just... it's because they're off. There you go. I just made a mistake. Sorry, folks. I turned them off. 24 bits. Let's export it. Do it again. See, make mistakes. Mistakes make you better. It's all good. So we can delete this piece of shit. So look, that's probably a little bit too... look, it's Spotify these days. That's probably okay. I could probably turn it down a little bit. So we can get rid of this one. That one's putrid. So here's the mix. The original one. And here's the new one. Listen how bright that is, man.
Leaf by leaf and page by page, by leaf and page by page, throw the we will not write a new one.
So you can see nice and bright, nice and still got nice punch in there, nice bit of bass in there. It's still got the velocity in there. It's not too much when it hits the mellow bit. And it's still in about the zone, especially for digital music these days. So, you know, if you're really picky, you could probably pull it down a little bit just to, you know, and that would be fine as well. If you really wanted to be a bit more anal, which I probably would be. But there you go. That's it. So I've gone 10 minutes over what I should do. I hope this has been helpful for you guys today. Tune in tomorrow. As I said, we got a whole bunch of cool stuff this week. We'll be putting this up online tomorrow, and hopefully it'll be out in a couple of days. And I'll also be releasing my Dread Circus single on Thursday. Got a cool interview on Friday, and we got a cool app as well on Wednesday. So thank you, as always, everybody, for hanging out with me. Thanks for all your support. You all rock so very much. Head over to the website, which is How to App on iOS, and you can catch up on all the videos because it's all there. And that's all good. And I hope you all have a really wonderful day. Keep making cool music. Keep doing that, folks, because you're filling up my Apple Music and it's bloody incredible. Thank you all for making so much cool music, my friends. You're all just knocking it out the park. So yay you. All right, have a great day, everybody. I'm going to mix this down and we'll listen to it tomorrow before we upload it to DistroKid. Take care, my friends. Just do what makes you happy. Oh, yeah.